Hey everybody, I wanted to talk about finishing supplies for the Kibler Colonial rifle. Now this is your kit rifle and you can finish it any way you want to finish it. I wanted to finish mine with the iron nitrate stain, couple other features. I'm not going to be doing any carving or anything on here, but I wanted to take my time and I really just want to learn the process. I've never used some of these stains. I've never even refinished a rifle stock ever. So I figured I wanted to give it a try. I'm going to be using some products directly from Kibler's, just based on their recommendation and some of the things that they show on their website, and then that you can also see Jim do on his YouTube channel. I would highly recommend watching his videos so you can get a really good idea of what he's doing. One of the things I'm going to use is the iron nitrate stock stain. This is the product that I got from Jim's shop. So that's iron nitrate. So I mean, really, that's just some iron, nitric acid, and some water, and that's going to be the stain. And from what I understand, my stock should look something like this when I'm done. I'm hoping. So that's one thing I'm going to use on there. I'm planning to seal it with permalin coating. The permalin sealer is also something that Jim sells directly at his place, his Laurel Mountain Forge. I also purchased some tannic acid from Jim's shop. Now the tannic acid would be mixed with water. It would get wiped on the stock. Then I'd follow it with the iron nitrate, and that would give me a pretty dark look, in which I understand should look something like this. And I've seen Jim using the tannic acid. I've seen him using the iron nitrate on there, rubbing it back with some Scotch-Brite pads to bring out the color, adding some dyes and things. I mean, he's really just like throws a bunch of stuff at it and it comes out beautifully. I don't know that I have the confidence yet in my finishing skills, but I'm going to start out with the iron nitrate and see where that takes me. One of the other things I got was some supplies to support this project. I got myself a tack cloth, so I'm going to use the tack cloth to just wipe down the stock in between. I ordered some sandpaper, as called out by in Jim's instructions. 180, 220, 320. That's pretty close as I could get as far as Home Depot and Lowe's had in stock, so it's very close to what he calls out. The other thing, when you use the iron nitrate stain, it goes on and it turns like a funny color. You have to use a heat gun. So I already own a heat gun, which I'll use this on a low temperature. You don't have to go out and buy yourself a Milwaukee heat gun. I would get, if I was doing this, I'd get myself a Harbor Freight heat gun or just some, a regular basic heat gun. I just happen to have this for my job. Sandpaper, Scotch-Brite pads. I have some Scotch-Brite pads that I got. This is the maroon pad. These are very fine. And then I also have some gray pads, and these gray pads are ultra fine. So they're a little finer. So maybe when I do some of the rubbing back on the stock or something like that, maybe I'd start with a piece of ultra fine rather than the very fine. I don't know. I have both of them, so I'll give them both a try. I also had the piece of the wood dowel that you could also use to drive your sights in. I talked about that in an earlier video, but this can also be used to burnish the stock. I know I've seen Jim using this to rub the grain down on the stock. So that's something that, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I have the dowel material. I might just try it as just, another way to educate myself on, another technique. And I think then that would lead me to the last part, which is the totally scariest part, which is finishing the barrel. Now, I don't have any problem draw filing. I have never coated a barrel before with bluing or any other kind of coating, so that's all a little new to me. The last thing I wanted to talk about was barrel finishes, and this for me is the most nerve-wracking part of the entire project. I'm sure there's a lot of guys who've built these rifles and they finish the whole rifle in a weekend or something like that, and that's not me. I agonize over every detail, and I want to try to get it right the first time. So in my research and my reading with these barrels, you know, one way to finish the barrel is just in the white. So just leave it alone, put some oil on it, let it age or patina, you know, any way that's going to go. Just let that happen. The other way is to fire blue. I look that up, and that is laying my brand new barrel in a trough of fire or red hot coals for 15-20 minutes until the barrel turns, from what I've read, a beautiful blue color. I don't think I'll be putting my barrel in a fire to start out with anyway. Another one is to cold blue it. You can cold blue the barrel and then rub it back with a Scotch-Brite pad till it's like more of a gray color, like a bluish gray. That's another way. You can brown it with maybe like a Laurel Mountain product, the browning compound. You can brown your barrel. You could rub that back a little bit with the Scotch-Brite pad and get a really nice looking coating on there. You can rust blue it, is another way to do it. You can brown it with Aquafortis, put the nitric acid on it and let it corrode a little bit, put it in like a humidity chamber and let it build up some rust. You can card off the rust and you can oil it down. It's going to have a beautiful look to it. Or you can do what I'm going to do. I asked Jim if he had a product, and he suggested a product that he's been using with very good success, and that product is the Jack's Black Brass, Bronze, and Copper Darkener. I looked up this company, this Jack's company, and they make all kinds of coatings. If you go past any building in any city and you see a beautiful copper facade, it's not really copper. These people probably made the coating for it. The folks are very responsive. I reached out to them just to double check 100% that this is suitable for the purpose that I'm going to use it for, which is my barrel. So this will go on almost black, and then when I rub it back with the Scotch-Brite pad, it'll be a gray color. So that's what I'm shooting for, is kind of like that gray patina coating on my lock and my barrel. So that is the product I'm going to be using. And I will, I'll probably do some other videos. I'll probably show myself. I'm less than professional with a lot of these things, but if you want to see how I work on the stock, what I do with the ramrods, how I do the filing on the barrel and things like that, I think I might do a couple more videos in case anybody's interested in that. But again, thanks for watching, and those of you that subscribe, thank you very much. I appreciate it.